Hello everyone, welcome back to Kmart Part 5. Lucas, joining me as always with his nifty Kmart security vest on. And as in Podcast 4, my good friend Joe is also joining us again. Podcast 3, we kind of got into how we kind of met, how each other knows one another. Kind of went a little bit long, so we're going to do Part 4 where we kind of talk about the best moments you had there. Because between us, if you add up our years together, you still worked there longer than both of us easily.
Both of you. You were there for 5, you were there for 4.
I understand the longevity of it, which is what most people are like. Comfortable job, knew what you were doing, you could get by with anything you wanted, and they look at you as like a top worker, too.
It was like,
You know what I mean? Like, it's like even if you went through a day and you didn't do nothing, like, well, Joe's straight and pantry, but you didn't.
It was like,
But it's like, okay.
It was like there were certain key people, like linchpin status.
That you had to be in
Like,
with.
it didn't matter what they did because at the end of the day, they were the ones getting the stuff done. It didn't matter if they were goofing off for 7 out of the 8 hours, because that 1 hour, they always did more than the other people that used to work there combined.
Oh man, I love goofing off.
What people want to know is, what are some of the best moments you had? Because some of the best moments we had, people were like, what kind of environment did they actually work in? Because they're doing some weird shit.
It was weird
Like
shit.
when I met Tyler Witt, Lucas might put another picture in. This is all him. Now, I met Tyler, I walked out in Garden Shop, and he's sleeping on top of a pallet of mulch.
That's basically what he does now.
And I was like, hey, because he came in at 6 to water the flowers, which he just slept through. He's like, oh. And then that's how I kind of met Tyler that way, and I brought him freight later when the truck came, and he was like complaining about it the whole time. I'm like, I can't believe I gotta wake up.
He was pretty cool.
He is cool. He's still on my, he's at my line at B now.
I don't remember a lot of
At my current
working
employer.
with him though, but I remember.
He didn't work there too long.
But you had the most longevity. What are some of the best moments you had, regardless if it's with me or him?
I want to
Just
talk
in general.
about the ridiculous way we would unload trucks.
The way we unloaded trucks was perfect.
I want to talk about that because there were some items, like holiday items, that we had to have a very ridiculous way of unloading. A lot of people don't know. You'd think retail, you'd think like a receiving area, there would be a dock. We didn't really have a dock. We
No
had
dock.
There was no dock.
We had 2 big garage doors.
Yeah.
And then
And one garage door didn't open.
one of them didn't. It did, but it didn't open. We didn't use it.
If they opened it, it would never go down.
Yeah.
If they got it shut, they could never get it open.
So
Tell me how great of a door it is.
what happened was
We tried a few times. Remember James is off and we was like,
Yeah. Well, we had to find
James told us not to mess with that door.
We had to find the key because it was bolted.
Yeah.
With some
James
random
is crazy. He was like Jigsaw. He'd be like, well, this door used to be open. Ha 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 ha. Too bad thing. The key's under key 19, or we're like, what is that code for? Because it's code for something. The key's underneath the desk taped, and you just open it. But he'd always do stuff, wouldn't he? He'd be like, well, you want to get more hours, you do this, and we do it. And I'm like, I got 42 hours this week. It's like, what? We used to think he was like a gypsy or something, remember?
Dude, he was.
That he wasn't human. Remember that night at B-Dubs that he showed up and we never thought in the world that he would. We were all like,
That was the only time.
My God, James was... I'm talking too loud again.
That was the
Oh
only
my
time
God,
he showed up,
James
and it was
was here.
awesome.
Yeah, he just randomly showed up.
It was awesome.
I apologize. I'm very excited for these podcasts.
I'm not even
Bringing
sure
up
we
a lot of
invited him.
insecurities.
I'm excited because
We did invite him.
No, that
I
was the
knew we
day-
invited him.
that
I
was
haven't
the
talked
day,
about James in forever. This is awesome.
You bought that shot. It was like you're like, what's the most expensive scotch you got
It
here?
was
It was like
awful.
$45.
I gave it to Devin.
No, you gave it to me. You're like,
Did I
this.
give it to you?
Yeah, I was sitting next to you. You're like, this tastes like a barrel. I was like, what do you think
He's
scotch
Jewish.
is?
Free shot. He's going to be like, nah,
What do
I
you
gotta
think
try.
scotch is? It was really like a $35 shot or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude,
It was like $33 and you're like...
But yeah, James
But
showed up.
That was your excuse when the bill came. You're like, I don't care. James is here. That's priceless. And I was like, okay.
He was only there for a few minutes, and
Yeah.
he was there long enough for people to recognize he was there, and then he was just gone. It was almost as if he wasn't there. At
We're all
all.
looking around like,
It was
did
so
we all
weird.
see it at the same time?
It was so
James is a
weird.
good dude.
But yeah, so anyway, we had these 2 giant garage doors, and the semi-trailer would back up to about 10 feet from the door, and we had these 10-foot sections of like metal rolling track. And what we would have to do is we'd have to jerry-rig them
With
up
milk crates.
On top of milk
with
crates.
milk crates.
And throughout the trailer.
I'm sure you have pictures of it.
Yeah, I think one's
There
in the
is.
video.
Yeah,
I'll put
there's
it on.
one in the video. Everybody, if you're watching this video, you're kind of really slow.
Mental?
Yeah, like if you didn't watch all the other ones, and now you're like, I've never seen part 1, 2, 3, or 4, but I'm gonna watch part 12. It's like, watch all of them. Don't be ignorant. We're not at work.
I learned most of the stuff from Kmart from James. Like the trippy,
Like your work ethic. Like I
the
learned.
trippy work
I need
ethic,
to
the
cuss.
trippy how to get around stuff, how to get through stuff, how
He
to
always
make,
just told me to sit there and look cute.
how to make people.
He's like the trucks. Like sit there and look cute, and I'm just like.
He taught me like crazy shit, like mind games, like how to fuck with people. That's what he taught
Like the
me.
handshake.
Probably because I took over 620. When he took over receiving, I took over the 620, which is a damage and defective area. They'd send us the damaged stuff, and I'd scan it and try to.
I used to
credit.
pile things just on top of your desk. at
Everybody
night.
piled shit on that desk.
And then you started leaving signs, don't put things on desk. So we started putting them in your chair.
You did something with one of them signs. Like I had a sign that says, "Please don't put anything on my desk," and you took it out and wrote like you on it or something. But yeah, so anyway, God, we're getting really off topic. This is fun.
We're still talking
This
about.
is
We're still trying
Here's
to talk
the
about
thing.
unloading
See
a
that
truck.
computer?
We're trying to
See
unload.
that computer? He owns that. You see that? I own this. You see all this?
Well, we didn't
I
steal it.
own all of this. So we
We're
can
getting
make
way out there now.
20 parts if you want. It's not like, man, I can't believe we have so much good stuff to say, and we're only going to put it in 2 parts. We can make a part 6.
Is anyone going to listen
8,
to
9, 10?
Kmart Part 35 besides
It
us?
depends. Do we have Doug on it with his glowing ass fucking head? If Doug's on there, hell yeah. If we get Jerry Jones, YouTube will fucking falter.
Dude,
He'll be like, I did a side, I did an end cap for 13 hours one day.
the Crimson J needs to get on.
Jerry would come over, he'd be able to sit down.
The
That's what he's
yeah,
good at.
Let's kind of jump back on the
the
topic real quick.
Jer Bear. I'm calling out the Jer Bear right now. You need to come on this podcast.
I agree.
did it, and I'm having a
what
lot
do you
of fun.
feel? Think Jerry should be on one of these?
Yeah.
For sure.
The
Actually, I say the camera. Oh, you probably can't film inside of a casino, can you?
that way you
No,
guys.
it's probably illegal. You can count cards.
When the Jer Bear
I'll say we
comes
could just
on-
take the podcast to him.
When the Jer Bear comes on, that'll give you guys an excuse to play that
Yeah.
video.
Oh yeah. But kind of want to get in with you. What are some of your most memorable moments that involves Lucas specifically?
Mostly outside of work.
Yeah.
I remember throwing pennies on the ground and you'd pick them up.
Cut.
Beep. What about me? Besides the handshake.
No one likes you, Joe.
And you beat the shit out of all that stuff on the truck.
That was fun though.
That was fun. Yeah, I was entertained, you being angry, but I was kind of
Dude,
scared to
you
be
saved
entertained
my
by
butt
it.
once. You saved my butt once. Like, do you remember having to scan in jewelry and you'd have to have like 10 people there eyeballing it so you
Yeah,
couldn't like
you'd
steal
have to
it?
call like Jeannie
So
and that Vera Lynn
I can't remember the law.
and a manager too,
Yeah.
and the one you get was Janet, which liked you, but she wanted to rip my dick off and throw it in the gutter and be like, you're 21 years old and you're never having fun.
Speaking of
again in your
Janet,
life."
remember that one time I ran over
But she
Janet
is so
before
nice.
bus?
The
Yeah.
story goes, Lucas backs in because it's raining outside, and I refuse to drive the forklift.
hang on, I didn't even back in. She's standing in between 2 of the 4 highs.
But the
Okay.
meaning of
Getting
him
something?
driving is, I won't do it because it's raining because I didn't want to get wet.
Yeah,
Lucas is
'cause
like,
he's a
be a
little bitch.
man. Jumps on,
So-
starts backing in.
So yeah, there's 2 carts and she's standing in between, and
Yeah,
she's
dead
irritating
center.
me. It's like, just go away, Janet. So I purposely clipped the one corner of
You did that on purpose?
accidentally.
I thought he did it on accident. You never told me you was like, I'm gonna take this.
So I accidentally hit one of these carts, okay, with the front of the pallet, and it smashes her in between of it, and all she's just screaming the whole time, like, stop!
I look over, and it's dangling over her head like
And,
mistletoe, and she's just like, oh shit.
She's like, do you know what you're doing? I was like, no.
none of us had the proper certification from Connie either. They're
No.
just like, here's the answers,
Oh yeah, James was
here's
like,
the questions, just copy. And the funny thing was, Brian missed 3, and they gave him the answers.
Poor Brian.
He looks like the guy off Men in Black 1. That's never going to get old, because if you put that picture back up, it's worth it.
James was like, do you want to drive the forklift? I was like, sure. So he threw me keys. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. He's like, you'll figure it out.
But James would never drive the forklift. Did anybody ever figure out why?
I thought it was like
He wouldn't. But I was like, James will drive a car, but he parked on like Mississippi.
Didn't he?
Yeah, like
I
10
almost
miles.
think it's like a religious thing. I don't
I
know.
don't know why, but didn't he have something wrong with like his ankle or something?
Like I thought his religion was against like propane
No,
power.
dude.
I don't know. I love driving the forklift. That's my baby. My little green machine.
I thought like something with his religion,
Oh, and then
like natural gas was the devil or something.
And do you remember that one time, Josh? I was revving up the engine, or no, Ernie and Mark came out there. And they were standing directly behind the forklift, and the forklift was directly behind the trailer. And he was talking about James and everybody needed to do something or whatever. And I just started up and I rev it up to get the skid up. It's like vroom, and I guess it made James's day because it blew exhaust all over Ernie. Ernie was like, oh.
Dude, that forklift was a piece of shit. But anyways, the jewelry. So it was really.
This is me saving you.
Yeah. This was.
I do not remember this
This
story.
was you saving me, man. So we were really busy. It was during the holiday season. We
Kmart got business.
We were
dude.
getting well for the first couple of years.
Dude, like we
first couple
shopped
years I
there.
was there. Yeah.
We shopped there, and dude, like it built the foundation for my life. Like my best friend in this world, he's not my friend. He's family. He's this motherfucker over here. Met him here.
Joe?
You're a pretty big cornerstone too. I'm like, well, I think we talked about this at Little Caesar one day. We were like, you think of all the people we know, and I'm like, you're a nice dude. I get, and I get why people like you, and you're like, yeah, but people like you too. So it's like we're kind of the same but different. Same, but different. Don't know where that came. I still don't know what movie that came from.
No,
if you
no,
know
figure it
what
out. It's
movie
the
that
interview.
came from.
It's the interview.
No, it's not, because I watched it. It's not in there.
No, did you actually watch it? Or did
I
you sit
watched
there
it.
like
I
on your
watched the
phone
interview
and
Wednesday
everything
night.
else?
No, I watched the interview Wednesday in my room because I have like 5 or 6 in this house. Which
No,
movie
it's
the phrase
it's why him.
we're same,
It's why
but
him.
different. I don't think that's it.
Yeah,
either.
remember because he's
If
in
you
the
prove us
little-
wrong, I will send you a $10 coupon to Josh's house of cups that I don't want. You'll get $10 of free cups in my cabinet that you do not want. I don't want, but they're yours for free.
So can I just go in there and grab my prize? It's why him.
You gotta watch the podcast and comment. That
Is
means
it
you
the-
gotta
is it
go
the
home,
room?
edit this, get it up, comment on it first, then it's yours.
Is it the room?
It's why
Right.
him.
I'm
With
sorry to
James
interrupt,
Franco.
Joe. I'm really eager. I want to hear the story about how I saved you. 'Cause
So-
I do not recall this.
We're wasting
really-
so much time.
We're
through-
really busy.
It's not,
Well, it's not
wasting time. This
wasted.
is our podcast.
This is
We're having
fun.
It's
fun.
Take 30 minutes. for
Joe's
one
here. It's a good time.
Joe's not gonna be able to talk.
We got a ton of jewelry in through UPS. We had to have a bunch of people back there eyeballing it so they didn't steal the shitty Kmart jewelry that we
That's
used to
severely
sell.
marked up.
Dude,
Which is
there was a
still-
reason. There was a reason why that stuff was always on a 90% off sale. There was a reason. It's because we got it 90% off.
Yeah.
And selling it at 90% off the
So when
sale
we scanned
price,
it
we
in-
still made
When you scan it in, you see what the price we
Yeah,
pay
we see
and
the
what they
cost.
charge,
The
and I'm
cost-
just like,
the cost is like $20 and we're selling it for
yeah,
$1,800
it's like
at
Fritos. We
70%
get for
off.
29
That's every
cents.
jewelry.
Fritos for 30 cents, and we sell them for like $4.69. It's like, well, that's all we're getting paid.
But yeah, so this jewelry, I don't remember the loss prevention guy's name, but I had to go do
Ben?
something. No, it wasn't Ben.
Alex?
No, it was the district
Alex?
loss prevention guy.
Okay.
I think it was Jeff. I think his name was Jeff. Anyway, so I had to go do something. I had to take a piss or do something. And you're sitting back and receiving on the computer doing training or something. And it's kind of like you're kind of hidden behind all the boxes of toys, the mountain of toys we got in.
You remember Christmas with toys? We
Yeah.
have skids.
Christmas toy mountain. I remember pissing Jerry off.
Dude, we had like 12 mother beat that out skids of toys. James was like, I want 25 pallets laying there. And I was like, what the is wrong with you? He's like,
Dude, I remember
we
that.
needed more. Sorry. We needed more when we were like 3/4 in. I was like, well, I guess I'll go get 5 more. And Mark's like, that's a lot of toys. And Joe's like, speed up, because Joe always went on the truck because he was by far the fastest one. When you kind of joined, you kind of stayed on the bottom too, and Joe stayed on the truck. But when Joe didn't feel it, you were the guy that went on the truck. Because I was
because he went to 620.
Well, I was slower.
Anymore.
And I was just like, I can't get sweaty
Yeah, you can't do nothing.
or get rained on.
That was
Speaking
fun,
of
too.
sweaty and rained on, remember that time you ripped the ass out of your pants and
All right, I ripped the ass out of my pants in receiving. All right, we had a store manager. His name was Ernie, who was homosexual.
he wanted
And
to
I
go
was
and
in
change
the
it.
pants aisle, and I found a pair. And he was like, "Do you need to know if those fit or not?" And I was like, "No, I know my size. These should be
Dude,
good."
I
He
was
goes,
standing there.
I
It was
will
worse
help
than that.
you. Try on those pants if you want.
He
And
was
I
like
was
digging
like,
in your pants.
He was, yeah.
He was like looking around, like,
He
do you
was
need help?
like,
Diddly diddly diddly.
he was like, do you need some help with those pants? And I was like, no, I'm good. He's like, okay, no problem, and walked away. But Joe heard it.
I didn't just hear
Maggie heard it.
I didn't just hear it. I was standing there. You
Janet
were
heard it.
you were in front of a clothing rack over at
I
Men's.
know where I was.
And you were looking at the pants, and
Right.
you were showing me. You're just like, dude, I just ripped my pants, and Ernie's just like,
Ghostbusters.
Before that, I remember you paged me and you called me because you're like, "What size pants do you wear?" Because I guess you forgot whatever, and you didn't want to go take them off because you're like, "Ernie's right here. I need to go find a size like slightly bigger than whatever you are, or whatever, because I don't want to take them off and check because
So I'm
Ernie's
a
right here."
36, and I was like, I think Lucas is a 30. I'm one size above Lucas. And he was like, I'm 34, and I was like, I'm 36. It's like when I'm like,
He's watching.
people are like, credit card people send me stuff, and I'm like, what, $3 grand? I'm like, yeah. So I'm signing up, but I'm giving them my age of 28 instead of 27.
Yeah,
Because
Josh.
Lucas reminds me of how old I am
This was just earlier, and you forgot how old
which
he was.
volume to talk at,
Yeah.
which I never follow, and I'm a bad boy.
that kind of came off as
Cat,
with
that boy.
Ernie and Josh's ripped pants. That kind of came off a little homophobic, but I thought
you
Ernie
guys
was,
remember that SpongeBob episode?
I thought
where
Ernie
his
was pretty
pants-
cool. I thought he was.
Oh, speaking of Ernie, again, remember that time you saw him making out with his boyfriend in the parking lot? You're like,
Okay,
"Oh."
I'm going to do this, and I'm segueing it to our big issue. Yes, I'm walking outside. Ernie's the new store manager. And there's rumors that he's homosexual, which I'm perfectly fine with. It's whatever. I watch DP videos. Anyway,
I don't think that counts as being homosexual. You're with
well, there's 2 dudes with 1 girl, so I'm watching 2 dudes do it, so I'm not.
Is the girl watching?
No, they're both in her butt vagina.
Yeah, I don't think that counts as being gay.
It's the closest I'll ever get.
Do the balls touch?
What am I talking about? You guys are f***ing my head.
This is like our 50th topic for this
Come
episode.
on.
We're literally, we haven't finished one.
I want to finish the jewelry story
What
after you're done.
what am I talking about? You guys.
If people were confused on why I got fired, they're definitely gonna be confused about all these other stories.
I'll finish the jewelry one if
Alright.
you. Okay. So anyway, the district loss prevention manager comes back and he's like looking around for me because he knew I was back. This was back when I was covering for James when he was on vacation or something. And I'd come back there after taking a piss, and there's a box of jewelry just like hanging out in the open. And he comes back there, he's just like, "What the f is this? This is jewelry." And he like goes off and he's like,
Oh, I
This has to
remember
be-
that.
like somebody has to be back here at all times.
Yeah.
It needs to be locked up. Like that. And I was like,
Meltdown.
what the f? And he's just like, why did you leave? Like somebody needs to be back here the whole time. And I like look over at you and you're like doing training. I'm just like, Josh was back here the whole time. And he like looks over and he's just like, oh,
I'm sorry.
okay, never mind.
Josh is like,
Yeah.
what am I doing?
Right
again?"
place at the right time. You're just like sitting there like about to fall asleep because that training was so fucking stupid. But you like look over, you're like, oh, okay, yeah. I was totally watching that.
You look mental in this image right here. You're just like staring at the wall.
Have everybody listening, you two, you specifically, because I know his answer.
What are we answering? What's your question?
When you reflect on your life, when I reflect on Kmart, I'm just like, if I never worked at Kmart, I'd probably have no friends right now. It was huge.
What's that song that always plays during the starving African children commercials?
African child?
No, or like the little sick animals. Like, save the animals, donate today. We need.
Stan?
I imagine that song as you were saying that. Like, I have no friends. It's like, oh, in the arms of an angel.
I really like working at the place I'm working at now, but I feel like at Kmart.
He works at Beep.
I feel like at working back at Kmart, like I got to know you guys quickly, and we hung out outside of work faster than like anything.
Yeah.
I don't think it didn't take that long to just start hanging out. Like I don't do that with anybody at my new job.
I don't like people, so unless Josh invites, we go out or whatever and meet people, it's just, I personally don't really care. It's like people do.
There was another time with that district loss prevention manager that he was like questioning my sanity. Do you remember the corral, the mulch corral out in front of garden?
Pizza's here.
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
I had to move that stuff around, and he was parked at one end of the corral, and I was at the other end of the corral moving mulch, and I'm like zooming in there real quick just to get shit done, and the forklift's just like boom, 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 it's like tilting,
Yeah.
and he freaking cranks on his car real quick, like pulls up to me, what the are you doing? You need to slow down.
I just remember the mulch trucks because, you'd always bring them the pallet jack or whatever and lift it up there so they could drag the pallets out and you can, load all the mulch off. And there's this one guy, he had brung a partner, it was like an older man, I guess, driving the truck. And his partner was like this really buff young guy, okay? And they get out the truck and they're like, who's going to help you unload this trailer? And I was like, you guys are. And they're like, that's not how this works. And I was like, yes, it does. And they sat there and tried to con me into doing it myself. Like, no, it's like, you're over there limping. Here's your help right here. I went and brung them the pallet jack, and they just kind of looked at it. And I think Mark walked out there, or someone walked back out there.
It was when Mark got transferred to another store down in Blue Ash.
Yeah.
When he got transferred to that store in Blue Ash, he came back to our store, and he was just hanging out with me and Jerry. And this mulch truck shows up, and it's in an enclosed trailer like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we go to start unloading it. We don't want to unload it because at that point we had told the distribution center that we won't unload mulch trucks unless it's on an open air flatbed trailer.
I only had to do one of those because all the other few were enclosed.
Because it's too hard without a dock. It's too hard. So we're just like, okay, whatever. We start doing it. And we get halfway through, and there's one pallet that they had put all the way to the right, and it had fallen
shifted
over. They didn't put it in the middle. They didn't put stuff next to it. It was all the way to one side, and it had fallen over.
Like,
and Mark turned that driver, and he's just like, "We're not taking this. You can take it back." It's so cool. Do you guys remember when the power went out back in 2008?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I was working at McDonald's.
We were there because he was like, come with me if you want to live. And I was like, the power's out. And this dude's like,
Dude, we had so much fun.
and this is around the time where let's get this clear. I don't watch the news a lot. Is there a rumor
You
date
didn't work there yet.
No, I'm talking about right now in
Sunday.
life. The world's going to end.
No, it's supposed to end tomorrow.
Yeah, Sunday, the 23rd.
Tomorrow at midnight?
Yeah, tomorrow's the 23rd.
Is it tomorrow the 23rd?
Yeah.
I thought it was
All
Sunday.
right, I'm having a fire.
The
I'm going to
wood-
go buy wood that burns. Thanks, Shane. Feed your family.
It's
Don't go to. The other night, you said he's going to watch the podcast and feed his family. He went to Taco Bell and then ordered pizza.
But it's not
In
supposed to
2-hour
end tomorrow.
intervals.
I think it's the beginning, because all the stars aligned in this one shape that hasn't
The
been like 7,000 years or whatever.
But yeah, so anyway, the power went out,
I
and
remember that.
we came in. It was a Sunday that we came in, And Bowman's freaking out because he doesn't know what to do because he can't make any money because we had to close the store. He can't charge people money.
Bowman picture here.
Dude, Bowman was the coolest manager. I
Bowman
don't
was
give a
the
crap.
only manager.
I don't give a crap what anybody says. Bowman was the man. He was
And
the
speaking
dude.
of Bowman, we talked about it. You know, we talked about him winning that bicycle at the extravaganza party or whatever.
Oh,
What did he do? What did he do when he got the bike?
Wait.
We
I'm
finished
too
it.
sexy for my. You spin around.
You remember
you're
that,
like,
right?
Oh,
what was
hell
that?
yeah.
What was that?
Oh hell yeah! I remember you were like in a fucking
It was this
suit.
big
You're
deal.
like
It was this big deal.
because
Kmart,
our Kmart got the biggest pop.
Yeah.
Wrestling fans, you know what a pop.
Kmart,
Loud reaction.
Kmart
we had the
rented out
biggest reaction.
this big
out of all
old,
the Kmarts.
big old theater, and like all the area Kmarts sent like a few people from each store to go, and we had a fashion show, we had raffles, we had dance offs. It was
fun.
It was the
We
coolest
did you
thing
ride the
Kmart
bus
ever did.
to it like I did.
Do what?
The bus to the thing.
Me
I
and
didn't know you then because
Yeah.
we didn't hang out. Because I hang out with.
me and
I hung out with
drove.
you. Well, you came up and you stood next to me. We talked for a minute. And you was like, "Time to be a star." And you like walk away. And I was like, "This dude." Since the handshake, I'm like, he has a special trait for something comedy. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of. Bro, if Full House was a hit show, they could do something with Joe.
I feel sorry for the people watching. It's like I am so confused. There's like so many things are going on. I don't even know what we're talking about, honestly.
Well, we don't like retards listening.
It's all like in jokes right now.
You know, like we're having fun.
So we
talking
had-
about good times. at
Yeah, remember
Kmart.
he won the bike. Okay, you told
It was-
everybody that he won the bike.
It was
On the
a
bike.
it
The
was a
next day
fashion
he
show.
came back to the store and he put a sales sign on the bike that he won.
Yeah,
Remember?
you wanted to get that
Yeah.
income, bro.
That's how it was. Like he sold the bike that he won. Good
Bowman was
times.
the man. He could make money off of nothing.
Dude,
He was there for 44 years. He worked for
Yeah,
that
from the
company for
store
44 years.
opening.
Yeah.
He opened it and well, he got out at the right time because it became a liquidator. So he probably liquidated it
That was
as
so
as
funny.
a store was
Like the
supposed
first thing he
Where we
did
at
when he retired,
time-wise?
he
to.
became
28 minutes.
you're not gonna want to edit this. We're gonna close it.
It's kind of the same, you know. If we just
All right,
do a long
I
one.
have plenty more to talk about. What are we on? Part 5.
I don't even think we remember what all we talked about.
I still got
We're
some
on
things
part
to talk
5.
about when
You
the
want to
power
do
went
a
out.
part 6? You said do not
Okay.
promise people stuff that we won't deliver. We're gonna record a part 6 right after this.
All right.
I want to close it.
Is part
I'm gonna
six-
lead
is part
into the
six
part 6.
last one?
You know this side of me.
Oh boy.
You might.
What side?
The sensitive side.
Oh Lord, everybody knows the census side. You big crybaby.
So I'm going to talk about, we're going to close this one out. This is part 5. You still have no idea how Lucas got fired. Keep watching.
I told
The
everybody.
ultimate- if you weren't so stupid, this is your punishment for being stupid. In the next podcast, I'm going to talk about how Kmart makes me, I could cry.
Please do. I'm hungry.
We're going to record right after this. We're going to talk about why is Josh crying? Why did Lucas get fired and why will he not
I want to talk.
produce the reason why he got fired, even though I keep shamelessly promoting on Facebook and Twitter that he will, but he keeps lying like women.
I want to keep talking. I want to keep
You know what's
talking
gonna
about
happen?
the
Joe,
unload
our good
process.
friend, also has many more stories. We're going to cut this. We are Josh's Junk. This is my good friend Joe. That's Lucas, the man behind the computer.
Hashtag.
We're out. Thank you
Hashtag
for
no one's
watching.
ever finding out how I got fired. Go back when we watch the videos.
This guy makes this happen.
That's scary.